All right, once you get that, Holly, you can go ahead and start the stream. We're less than a minute from. We can finish that up when we get to the
Yeah, you need to make some comments.
Oh. Might be cute. It might be.
But yeah.
There we go. We're good. Stream is started.
Oh, okay.
Here feels more. You need,
All right.
you need your jacket in a little bit. Maybe not.
Oh.
Gotta get real cold.
All right, we unmuted. All right, it's 7:00. We do have all members of the Board of Supervisors here, so we have a quorum to begin our continued meeting from last week, the 18th of August. And so we'll go ahead and begin. We do have one amendment to the agenda that we'd like to discuss first is in the intervening week, we've received two, I guess it's technically two items, but two special event permits for us to review. And the permits are being passed around.
I'm gonna start this out. I'm going to pass. That's something different. Okay, so while these are getting passed around, speed permits, and there's a couple things with them. First of all, the Amelia Day Committee is requesting that the fees be waived. They normally are. So they're requesting that again this year, that the $50 fee for each one be waived. So the first permit is for the Amelia Day Festival to be held on Saturday, October 23rd from 9:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the Courthouse Square. All of the usual things, about 125 vendors, and they're expecting approximately 2,000 people. They are requesting that the streets around the square be closed. So I also have a road closure resolution for that as well. They'll have their own portable restrooms and hand washing stations. And they are requesting Public Works' road closure equipment. Public Works is already aware of that. They've already hired 2 sheriff's deputies to work the event and provide security.
It's an annual activity anyway.
Say that again?
It's an annual activity. Anyway.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, so that's the first one, and a road closure resolution and give the okay for the fees to be waived. That's the first one. Do you want to vote on that, or do you want me to go to the second one first?
They're connected. So why don't you go ahead and do this other one and then we'll do them as 2 separate votes, but you can talk to them together.
Okay. The Amelia Day Committee is also requesting a special event permit for the homecoming dance to be held the Friday before, October 22nd from 8:30 to 11 p.m. It's going to be a free dance for the citizens of Amelia County. They're having it at Joe Paulette Memorial Park following the high school's homecoming football game. And they're expecting approximately 500 people. They will have some health department approved vendors there as well. No anticipated revenue, and they've also hired 1 sheriff's deputy for that as well.
I was going to say, I don't remember this last year, but I guess because of COVID in 2020, which is our first year, it hadn't come up. So I didn't remember the fee waiver piece. Does anybody have any history on that?
I don't remember.
I don't think it was asked for. It was just done.
I think it might have just been done, because when I spoke with Becky, she was like, per usual, we're requesting
Never
fees
paid.
be waived. Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay, so I've got a couple thoughts now on that myself. And it is, we talk about fees, like we've talked about a couple of different fees this year. We talk about fees, the purpose being to just cover the county's costs. Well, processing permits do take time. And on one permit, at least, there's requests to use some of the county's equipment, which I think is very reasonable, by the way. So I'm not generally of the belief that we should waive fees. That being said, we did just agree to completely waive the fee for field days of the past, and not even, granted, the $1,000 was kind of crazy, but we don't think we even charged the Did we?
Mhm.
We chose,
They
okay.
paid the $50.
They paid the
special event
50,
Yes.
not the extra
permit fee, but
1,000.
Not the 1,000 through the B poll.
That was it.
No,
Okay.
never
They
paid
did
for
at least
that.
pay the.
Yes, they paid the permit fee.
Would either one of these,
Thank you for the clarity.
would Depot have anything to do with either one of these?
We scratched that. so
If,
No.
if we hadn't rescinded it,
Right. It would have.
it
Yeah.
would, yeah, because
Yeah.
almost everything, that was strange.
Now, with that being said, that fee had never been charged before, so they've probably not paid it in the past.
Right.
But yeah, before it got scratched, it would have been.
The Amelia Day Committee is a county committee, right? I mean, it's listed in our book of committees.
I don't.
We nominate, we appoint the
People to it.
We appoint the people, but they receive no funding and they're not actually, Becky and I have talked about this. I think there's some changes needed in the future because we don't do the committee for the fair or anything else. And they don't pass any money through the county or anything like that.
Does the fair do this? Do they pay the $50?
Because they just did theirs recently and they did pay the $50 fee. Or theirs might have been 25.
I'll make a suggestion for discussion, not a motion yet, is they're two related things. Granted, they're two different times, but the fee is a festival art show or water event. At $50, it's 2 or more consecutive days. So I think we could combine these together into one $50 fee for the two. And then I think since, like we talked about at last month's meeting, we've got to completely redo this fee structure anyway. And I think this is a good example to think about going forward.
I think that's fair.
So that's not a motion, that's just a discussion.
If we waive this one, and I go to this is a great event, then the fair, we already charge the fair. I'd put that in the motion. I agree with that. Combine them and do the $50. Just makes it fair for everybody.
All right, I'll go ahead and make that into motion then, to approve both permits as one joint event, including the resolution for street closure on Saturday with a total of $50 fee, across both days. Final discussion on the motion. All those in favor, response sign of aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay. Thank you. Will you make sure Brenda or somebody posts these to the website tomorrow then for materials from tonight? All right, thank you. So I don't believe we have anything else on our public agenda for this evening, so.
Can I go back for a little discussion on one
Yeah.
thing? We get these through the fire department, Kent sends them out when we approve them. Do these have to be filled out before we, maybe not now, but in the future, are these normally filled out when we approve? them?
No, so the way there was up until 2 months ago, no signatures or approvals at all on any of them. But we had some events that came up that were problematic. So I put those in for events that do not go before the board, which we have quite a few of those. And that's where everybody signs off on them. They all still receive them regardless. But if the board doesn't have to see it, all department heads that it pertains to still have to sign off on it.
So they're in the process.
Yes. A semblance of process.
And improving all the time. That's what I hear.
We're doing all
Okay. All right, thank you. Everybody good on that topic? That was a good question. All right, I'll propose a motion that we go into closed session under Code of Virginia, section 2.2-3711. Section A8, consultation with legal counsel employed or retained by the county regarding specific legal matters requiring the provision of legal advice by such counsel. And section A29, discussion of the award of a public contract involving the expenditure of public funds, including interviews of bidders or offerers, and discussion of the terms or scope of such contract where discussion in open session would adversely affect the bargaining position or negotiating strategy of the public body. That's the motion. Any
So
discussion?
moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. That's the motion. All those in favor, respond sign of aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign. All right, thank you. We're in closed session. Wayne, I don't think we're expecting a vote necessarily. We can let you know if something changes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go home and see if electricity's back on.
Oh, no. Oh, sorry, you lost.